I'm Jan Coulson, this is CyCoffee. Today, cyber insurance. So first of all, I've spread our fictitious companies here across this graph. So the higher they are on the graph, the more mature they are in terms of cybersecurity budgets and the like. Those at the bottom that we can see probably can't access cyber insurance at all. Maybe the costs are too high, or maybe they just don't meet the minimum requirements for the insurers. So cyber insurance is not an immediate option for them. But then at the other end of the spectrum, we've got some organisations that are so mature that actually the benefits delivered by cyber insurance are things that they've probably already got covered. So their incident response planning, incident response retainers and skills for responding, the PR skills to deal with an incident and all that kind of stuff. If they've got all those things in place already, they might find that there's no particular benefit from cyber insurance, or at least the benefits are low compared to the cost of the premiums. So that probably leaves everyone else in the middle, somewhere in between those two poles, who find that they can both access cyber insurance and that it provides suitable benefits for them. But what we also find is that the requirements, these assessments that the cyber insurance companies are doing, are actually driving maturity across the spectrum, not just in terms of cyber insurance customers, but it's actually lifting the bar for everybody in the industry. And part of that is around the sort of format of these sort of assessments that the cyber insurance companies will do. So typically they will break down your organisation into a range of different security areas and capabilities. They'll assess each one of them and they'll basically score you on your sort of maturity across all of these different areas. Now most of these will be about your policies and procedures, how you actually do things, what you've got in place. Some of them, a minority of them, are actually mandating specific technologies that you must have in order to meet that requirement. And one of those, of course, as you can see, is EDR and XDR. So this is probably where CyNet helps most with organisations who are trying to sort of reach the bar for cyber insurance, the EDR, XDR and incident response capability space. The way we address that, you can see the sort of CyNet capabilities up on the screen at the moment. First of all is that CyNet is an XDR solution that includes proper EDR technology, so it absolutely ticks those boxes in terms of the technology requirement. But also it comes with the services, the people and process elements that help you operationalize that XDR platform, so that you can have it up and running really, we say instant to deploy, genuinely within hours or at least days. You could have that fully managed XDR solution up and running and covering those aspects of a cybersecurity assessment. Even if you're not going for cyber insurance immediately or yet, we can tell from the things that cyber insurance companies value that actually this is an important thing to cover, and you should possibly be covering it or looking to cover it anyway. So back to the cyber insurance question, I guess the first thing is to decide whether it's actually desirable for you or not, whether cyber insurance is desirable. And by that I mean, does it deliver the benefits that you need? So it means carefully looking at what the benefits or the what you can claim in the event of a cyber incident, what the limitations are, and if that actually meets your needs. Because there are alternatives, there are other things that we can invest in. We could invest in our controls to prevent cyber incidents. We can invest in our readiness and everything else. So there may be other things that deliver better benefit for us in that context. Is the cyber insurance affordable? Can we get it at all, or do we actually meet the minimum criteria? If we don't, then we can have a play around and remodel our quote. We can go back and change some of the assumptions, say, well, what if we had this in place? What if we had this process? What if we had this technology maybe? How would that change our quote? And does that basically change the sort of cost-benefit equation behind the whole thing? And if we are making these changes, do they actually reduce our premiums in ways that actually pay for themselves, or is the cost of the change more? So it's these kind of things that we sort of factor in when we're looking into cyber insurance. But nonetheless, a strong technology base, being able to meet those assessment requirements of the insurers is always a useful thing to be able to do.